Hey there, Dreamer. Welcome to Dream Right Go. As some of you know, I am teaching myself Python. However, if you follow any of these steps, you do so at your own risk. Today, I'm going to be installing Visual Code onto my Linux Mint computer. After a short recap, this video will consist of 5 main steps to this project. Timestamps are below, so you can jump to wherever you want to go. I am DWG. Let's get it. A short recap. If you tuned into last video, you know that we installed Python 3.12 onto my Linux Mint computer. My Linux Mint computer already came with Python 3.10, so this was an upgrade. You'll notice that video kind of starts in an odd place, and that's because it was a part of a larger video. In that larger video, I was explaining some other things, some of my open thoughts, and then it dawned on me, most of y'all don't really care about my open thoughts. So I went on ahead and cut it down and got straight to the point. For the rest of my videos, it'll pretty much be like that, straight to the point, with a little bit of commentary to show my personality, or whatever. Okay, so if you use the timestamp, you're going to be right here where we're going to update the system and upgrade the system. You can see here that we have sudo apt update. We're going to go ahead and hit enter, and that's going to ask for a password, of which I'm going to put the password in. We're going to hit enter again, and it's going to go through and update. We see that all packages are update. However, we're going to go ahead and just do a sudo apt upgrade anyway and hit enter. You see that everything has been upgraded. Let's go ahead and type in clear to clear off the screen. What you see now is the Visual Studio Code website. Depending on what type of Linux that you are using, or you might be using Windows, but in this case, I'm using Linux Mint, which is a Debian Ubuntu type of distro. If you're using Red Hat, Fedora, so on and so forth, you might want to use the .rpm, but for me, I will be using the .deb. You go ahead and click download on that, and it will download for you to your download folder. So now let's go ahead and open the folder section, look inside of downloads, and you see that it has successfully downloaded into the downloads folder. Let's go ahead and close that. You see now that I've typed in the command to change the directory over to the downloads folder using a CD space downloads. That's with a capital D. Let's go ahead and hit enter. And we are now in the downloads folder. Let's type in the command of ls, which means list, and that means to list whatever is inside of the downloads folder, of which case we have the file that we just downloaded from Visual Studio Code's website. You will see that I've typed in the command of sudo space dpkg space dash lowercase I. You see that we have the file here that we have listed. You want to highlight that and copy it. Copy this and then paste it right next to the I. There should be a space between the I and the letter C, right? Now from here, we're just going to go ahead and press enter, and this is going to start the installing of Visual Studio Code onto my Linux Mint computer. That command has been successfully ran, and you see a new code in front of you, a command of sudo space apt space install space dash lowercase f. This is to fix any dependency issues or any type of problems that it might have been encountered because of the dependencies. So we're just going to go ahead and hit enter, and that will take care of that. You now see another command. Now this command is the same as the one that I have already run, but I just wanted to show you that it could be different. So this one, just to show you, I'm going to hit enter just to show you that it does exactly the same thing. So you might run into either or. Now, let's launch Visual Studio Code to show that it has been installed onto this computer system-wide. I'm just going to type in the word code and hit enter, and you will see that Visual Studio Code is going to launch, and it has. Let's go ahead and clear that off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to type in the word clear, or I can scroll up and just go to clear and hit enter. That's going to clear the screen off, and let's look down here in the system, and you'll see that there's a new entry where it says program or programming, and then here we have Visual Studio Code. Let's go ahead and click that, and you see that we can open it up that way. So while we have this open, down below on your toolbar, we can right click the icon and click on Pen to Panel. Now let's close this, and you see that it has been added to your toolbar down here, so you can click it and open it up anytime that you want. Oh, and just to show you, I went on ahead and opened up a new terminal. I was going to move to another step, but just to show you that you can run code from the starter terminal. You don't have to be inside of downloads folder. It is installed globally. So let's go ahead and hit enter. I just want to prove that to you. So let's work on Visual Studio here. Open this up a little bit. And you're going to notice here that you can choose your theme, right? You can click right here. I'm just going to stay on the dark theme and then close this welcome. We're going to add an extension right now. If you see this kind of Rubik's Cube looking thing, if you hover over it, it'll say extensions. If you click that, you can add an extension, or you'll see some recommended extensions for working inside of Visual Studio Code. Now, for me, I just wanted to know what was the basic vanilla type of extension to add to this so that I can work with my Python programming using Visual Studio Code. If you watch a lot of different videos, at least in my experience, you come across a lot of different people who have a whole lot of different extensions that they love, and they are exotic in some ways. They might be quite simple to a lot of people, but I just wanted the vanilla. Like, what do I need to start off with? Because I want to learn the code. I'll come across these other tools later, and that would, in my opinion, be this first one right here where it says Python underneath Microsoft. If you click this, it'll open up and it'll show you some more information about it and everything that's inside of it. Let's click install, and that will install this into your Visual Studio Code. Once that is done, we can go ahead and hit these little triangles and close that up so that you can see what it has actually installed onto your system. So you see that there's kind of 3 in total extensions all within that extension, and they all have their different purposes. From what I can tell, this is the vanilla extension that will give you the vanilla needs to start off with Python, and I think that this will start you off at a very good place. Let's go ahead and close this now, and from here what we're going to do is keeping our system up to date, or keeping Visual Studio Code up to date. So let's go ahead and use the sudo apt update. Let's bring that up, sudo update. Here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and hit enter. It will ask for a password. We hit enter. It's going to update the packages, so on and so forth. But now we're going to use a new command here that I'm going to show you. Copy and paste because I type slow. And we have here sudo space apt space upgrade code, right? So now let's go ahead and hit that, and that would update if there was some reason to update, as far as I know. Now remember, like I told you at the beginning of this video, anything that you do, if you do anything that I'm doing in here, you do so at your own risk. I highly recommend that you do these things inside of a virtual box, or an install of Linux Mint or whatever Linux you're using that you don't plan on using right away as you're starting to learn. This way, inside a virtual box, if I mess up or do something kind of crazy, which I have done before, I can definitely wipe it out and then just do a brand new fresh install, easy peasy. Again, I hope that you guys really enjoy these videos. Please leave a like and some comments down there to let me know what's up, what's going on with you. I am DWG. Peace.